Hello and welcome. I am Scrapperlock, and this is Planet Zoo Career Mode. We are in the second zoo, the Madagascan Simian project. We just achieved Silver Star on that zoo, and we are going to resume and try to get the Gold Star. At some point, they're going to give us a little more freedom, and I can go and clean some things up. And I'm going to take a while on this. I may pause the video, but I do want to try to make what I do nice as much as possible. So let's see how we do. And you'll see that I'll slowly get better at building and constructing
Okay, so far
as
we've
we
done
go.
a lot of work with habitat animals, but now it's time to learn all about
So
exhibit
now we do
animals.
exhibits, which we
Let's
haven't done
build
yet.
A brand new exhibit. I've marked an area for our new exhibit. How about we head over there?
And where is that?
Lovely. Now let's build a new exhibit
Right
in
there.
the gap that's been left.
So these
Just
exhibits
add it to the
are
building
like
like
little
we did with the
insects and
research
things
centre
like that.
earlier. Then pop it into the gap.
Okay, facilities. And animal exhibits. And once again, this is rather annoying, because she says, oh, just... There we go. All right. There we go.
Perfect.
All right, so you have to
The
click it
next thing
twice.
to
You have
do
to
is
select it,
adopt an
it doesn't
exhibit
go in,
animal
and then
to
you
go
have to
in
click
there.
it again.
How
So
about
now I
a
see
Gila
that.
monster? Open up the exhibit trading section and adopt one.
All right. Let's adopt
Just
it.
as we do with habitat animals, we need to send the
Send
Gila
it in.
monster to the exhibit. Click on the exhibit
Oh,
to
there
send
he
it
is.
there.
I didn't see him the last time, but
When
you can see
send
him
an
right
animal to
there.
an exhibit, it'll automatically be given the correct setup. But that doesn't mean it's completely ready for them. So let's finish it off.
All right.
We'll start by adding some enrichment items. Click on the exhibit to bring up its information panel. Good. Now click on the Layout tab.
Layout, and we can give him some
Oh,
hiding places.
Well, it looks like we've only got the enrichment level 1 items unlocked at the moment. Never mind, let's turn on at
Hiding
least one
place
of them
1,
for the
2, and
Gila
3,
monster.
so he can hide under there.
As I'm sure you know by now,
Does he move, or
you
is he
can
just
unlock
stay there
more
not being
enrichment
animated?
levels by having one of your vets
It'd be
do some
interesting to see.
research. Now we'll also need to set the temperature and humidity in the exhibit. These are vitally
So they
important
prefer
for keeping
95 to
our Gila
108
monster
degrees
happy and
Fahrenheit.
comfortable.
So we'll
Click
go
on
ahead
the
and go in the
Climate
middle of
tab.
that. Go right in the center of his
Here, you can
range.
see the Gila monster's desired temperature and humidity.
Now he's happy.
You can change
And now he
both
wants
of these
15 to
by adjusting the
25%
dials
humidity.
below. Make sure it's going to be nice and cozy.
And lower the humidity. Doesn't seem like he moves. I wonder if he's not animated.
That's the ticket. And the last thing we need to look at is setting up the different windows. So click on the Windows tab.
So one of the things I want to see, okay, so this is what she sees. Okay. Interesting. First person view. I like that. You can kind of walk through your own zoo. Alright, so now what does she want? Exhibit window. Okay, so you can close certain windows. I think we want to close the window in the
A
back.
window can be closed and blank, or have a two-dimensional
There.
background, or
And
even
let's
a three-dimensional
Put a 2D
on it.
background so that it's got
Why
like a
don't you have
little...
a play around with the options?
It's got a little painting
There's
of a
also
mountain.
an
You can do a
exhibit
3D,
education
and then
board.
that makes it
Pop them
look
down near your exhibits
more
to
three-dimensional.
teach your guests about them. Let's add one now.
And now we want to put an education board. And let's go ahead and place one here. And place one here.
Just like the education boards and speakers we put down for the ring-tailed lemurs, you'll need to link these to the
Not
Gila
perfectly
monster.
straight, but I'm
Go
not going to
on.
worry about it too much. Let's see, can we fix that? Rotate. Shift a little down, and then rotate. There we go. So now we're going to link this to the Gila
Lovely stuff.
monster.
Now our
And
guests
the
can
second
learn
one?
all about our venomous friend here.
Gila monster.
Right,
Lots of education.
Now, I've got a bit of a big job for you. I need you to increase the number of species in the zoo.
So now we get some
You
freedom.
probably want to adopt both habitat and exhibit animals to do so, which will mean building plenty of new habitats and exhibits for them.
Very
Go on,
nice.
off you pop. I'll check in with you when you're almost done.
Alright, so we need to get more species. There really are only a couple of species that we can add to the zoo. If you look in animal trading, I wish there was a way to filter like what we don't have already, but I believe the tapir and the western chimp are the only ones that we don't currently have. And last time I put the tapirs in and then found out after putting them in that they need water. So we may want to build a habitat enclosure around here so that they can get into the water. But then we're going to have to bring the sidewalk over here as well. And additionally, the other thing I found out the last time I played through this, if I can make the camera go where I want, over here we have some hippos who are not super happy. And the reason they're not super happy is because their area is too small and they don't have enough. So they're unhappy socially, right? And if we expand their social, they don't have enough space, and they also don't have enough individuals. And then if we look at their habitat, I think somewhere along here they don't have enough navigable swimming area. They're not happy with that. And so for them, I think what we need to do is expand it out here so that they can actually have more navigable swimming area. So we might want to do is simply expand their habitat to come up to here and then go around and then come back. Now with the tapirs, then not sure where we're going to put them. Additionally, or alternatively, I guess I should say, we could put chimps. The chimps might have enough space if we just, the western chimps, if we just place them here. People can see them from here, and we might also be able to create like a walk around the edge. So we may try doing that as well. And we can also put in a couple of exhibits, which I think is what I'm going to start with, because 2 exhibits would gain us 2 species. And then we can just work on getting 1 species into a habitat. So I'm going to look around, guys, and I'll see where I want to put the exhibits, and then I will bring you back when I've made some decisions. All right. So one of the things I like is they've got some stuff started for you. There was this little hut right here around behind the shop. And I think if we just take some of this out and make a little path down here, the guests can get to that exhibit. So I'm going to work on that a little bit, and I'll bring you back when I do that. Alright, so I've got it so that they can walk down this path right here to the exhibit. Unfortunately, I'm not able to take this stuff out because I feel like this part kind of needs to be, let's see, can we get into the group? Enter group edit mode, okay. Ah, here we go, so we can take that out. And if we go underneath, we can take that out. Well, that's not what I wanted, so undo that. So the idea is to just try to take some of the little bits of wood out here. There we go. And then there should be one more that I can grab. There we go. And then that one, I think, because those are kind of clipping. And I guess we can take these railings out since we have the path coming around the back. Right? And so the idea is to just see if we can kind of make it look a little more realistic. And why is it not letting me click on that? There we go. So we have our railing coming over, so we don't need that stuff. And then this stick, we can probably move back. Or maybe we can delete that. There we go. So it's not perfect because we have this little stick sticking up. I'm not going to worry about that too much. So let's see. One of the things we want to do actually is put a little education board right here so that they can learn about the animal. Let's put it in the corner. And we can put a little education speaker here as well so they can hear about the animal. Can we put it like right there? There we go. And now we got to put a new exhibit animal. So one of the things we don't have is the Goliath frog. Another thing we don't have is the giant tiger land snail. Let's go to the Zoopedia and see what the land snails like. Species, they like 1 to 6, so we can get a couple of them, male and a female, and we'll probably be okay. So let's filter for the land snail and see if we can get 1 male and 1 female. So there's a female. She's not very fertile. Let's see if we got another female. Oh, she's pretty good. So let's adopt her. And this male looks pretty good. Let's adopt him. And now we can go to this thing, select them, and send them to the zoo, and go right there. So now that's pretty good. Are we powered is the question. Looks like we are. So that's good. Yes, we have to fix the habitat. So let's go to the habitat here and look at its layout. It wants some rock piles, so we can add those. And let's look at its climate. It wants to be 97 or below, so let's take it down to about 95. And then its humidity, it wants 40 to 60, so let's take it down to about 50. And it should go into its happy range. And then in terms of windows, we're going to close this window on the left and on the right because those are walls. So there's one there and one there, right? Because those are walls. And then we can close the one in the back and give it a 3D facade. So now our guy should be pretty happy. Yep, 95%. And now we can make our education boards be about the tiger land snail, and we can ask for some donations. Put a donation bucket down right there. And we should also put some trash bins. Is there some reason why we're not allowed to put that down? Interesting. Ah, so there's room there. And there's room there. Let's go ahead and put an African bin right there. So now we got some people looking at the land snails, and now we have, if we look down here, 10 species. So I'm going to pause this while I look around and see if there's another spot that I can modify to place an exhibit. And once I do that, we'll place our second exhibit. Alright folks, so after a ridiculously long period of time, I was able to find a spot to put another exhibit. And I've got it sort of supported. It took me forever to figure out how to do this, and it's not super pretty. Better than it was when I started. Let's see if we can get a roof on this thing. Roofs. Oh, looking for the wrong thing. So we can get a thatched roof maybe on top of it. And that looks okay. And now we just need to get some wall pieces here. Kind of like that, I guess. And like that. And that's kind of better, although this should be pushed in. Can we get rid of the snapping? want to just move it back a little bit. There we go. That's better. So now we need to just put something in the exhibit. So let's look at what exhibit species we could grab that we don't currently have. I think the giant toad. Oh, do we have a boa constrictor? Because I would love to get one, but they're not available. Okay. Tarantula, not available. Alright, so of what's available, I think the toad is the only one that we don't have. And so let's look at the Zoopedia. What do they like in terms of species 1 to 2, so we can get 2 of them, a male and a female. So let's search for the toad. Let's see, what was he called? Let's just go get him this way. Goliath frog, not a toad. So we're going to grab a female and a male, so we have a mated pair. Let's see if we can get a better male than that. Okay, he's pretty good. And then we can select them both and send them to the zoo. Now, the question is this powered? It appears to be. So now we just have to play with the habitat. So we don't have any good layout for them yet, so we're going to need to research them. The climate is too warm, so we will drop it to, say, 80 degrees, 85, something like that. And then they will be happy. And then we need to put some education in here for them. And we'll put one here. I need to turn off the rotation snap. And then we will put another education thing here. And I think that's a pretty good angle. And then we will teach people about the Goliath frog. And now we can block off a couple of the windows to make the barrier look nicer. 1 and 2, I believe. Here we go, 3D facade. And then this window, 3D facade. And you can still see the wood through it, so I'm going to have to do some playing around with exhibits to see how that's going to work. But we have our frogs. Let's get some donation bins in here, so they can donate to us for watching the frogs. There we go. So that's looking pretty good. We now have 11 species in the park. Now we're definitely going to have to get their welfare up. So let's hire another vet. Actually, I'm going to hire 2 more vets, because I want one to be walking around the zoo, and the other one will be doing research. So we completed our ringtail lemur. That's perfect. So that vet will stop doing that research and will research our Goliath frog. And so we need to research them as much as possible. And we'll have our second vet research something else. Let's research the land snail so that we can improve their habitats. So now we just need to build one more habitat, and I think we're going to build a habitat for the tapirs somewhere where there's water. Or maybe we should build a habitat for the chimps. Let's do the chimps. I love chimps. And this is a primate sanctuary after all. So let's go to the... Where's the Zoopedia? There it is. We're going to look for the chimps. The western chimpanzee, which we don't have yet. And we need 5 to 15 of them. And they need a lot of climbing. They don't need water. Good temperature is fine. They have a lot of land requirement. I think we're okay. And we have this area here that we can use for our chimpanzee sanctuary. Let's see what kind of barriers they need. Grade 3 climb proof, at least 16 feet, or the water has to be 20 feet wide and 6 feet deep. So grade 3 climb proof habitat barriers. So let's see what we've got. That's grade 3. It is climbable. No. Let's undo that. So that's weird because that's not what it was showing me. So you can put glass in the barrier, terrain relative or sea level relative. Follow the camera. Oh, and it looks like we just crashed. I'll be right back, guys, as I restart the game. Alright guys, we're back. I don't know exactly what happened, but I've managed to build a habitat area for the chimps, and now I just need to put the climb proof on it. I believe that was on the correct side. It is. Has to be 18 feet, has to be 17 feet high, I believe. So we're high enough, I think, throughout. So now I need to, whoa. Yeah, I still need to get the hang of these camera controls. So I need to create some areas where the people can view them. So let's see if we can do that here. Let's see. Select multiple ones all along. And I think we can put windows in them. And then I also want to select these curved ones and put windows. Right, so people can see through from up here, or they can see through from down here where we will create a path. So let's see, should we... There, let's see, we have the... There, I think there is a way to snap alongside the barrier. So let's see if we can get it to do that here. Let's try starting from over here and working our way back. And maybe we should make this wider. No, I think that's good. Alright, so now we just need to get rid of this part. And join it up. And I think that looks pretty good. So that people can view the chimps quite nicely. And probably we would want to loop it back around, but let's just see how we can do with setting everything up. So let's look for donation bins, and we'll set some of them up here. High amounts of litter, so we're going to have to hire some more maintenance guys. Staff. So let's hire some more caretakers. One there. And we'll put one there. And that's enough of that. And let's see. We may want to hire another keeper. And another mechanic, since we've made the park bigger. Just so that they can take care of all this stuff. Meanwhile, for facilities, we want to do some edumacation. And so we can put one here. And maybe put one here. And then put another one up here. And then we can put a speaker here and another speaker down here. So that we're getting ready for the chimps. We then need to put a staff gate. So let's put the staff gate right here. So we need another path. And we're going to do staff paths and just bring this out. Like that. And then we can put in a gate. Right there. And now we can go and see if we can adopt our Western chimpanzees. So we need credits for that. So we're going to need 5 of these guys. So let's filter by the chimp. And sort by credits. Reverse the sort. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. We may be able to get enough. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. We have just enough. Alright. And so we can select these guys and send them to the zoo and put them in here. So they're coming. And then once they get in, we can see high amounts of an outfit. Research is done on the ring-tailed lemur. How are we doing on the toad? We're not researching the toad. Let's research the toad. That must have happened. The crash must have taken that away. Alright, so people will start coming down here once we have chimps. We also, because there is some litter, we do want to look for trash or bins. We should be able to find bins. Bin. So let's go ahead and put some trash bins. And we should get some benches for people to sit on. Following with the African theme, they can sit here and watch the chimps. Or they can sit up here and enjoy. And we should put some trash bins up here as well. And here come the keepers. Up. This might have been another spot where I could have put an exhibit. I didn't even notice it. Would have saved me a lot of time. So let's see, where is the litter?
You have been busy, haven't you?
Alright, so we got our 12 species, and now we just have to get their happiness up.
Species, we need to make sure they're nice and happy. So let's get the average welfare across the zoo nice and high, shall we?
Let's start with the chimps.
I mean you. Go on, get to it.
So terrain, they need hard shelter. Shelters. Let's give them a nice shelter. Let's see, what should we get? Let's filter to the African theme. So I don't know. Let's see, 8x4, 12x12x4. So this is a medium-sized one. I don't know if that's going to be enough for them, but let's see if it is. Spin it around. Turn that off. And they're happy. Alright, so let's put some bedding in. So leaves, I think they might like the leaves better than hay. So we'll put some different size bedding in here for the different size chimps. And then let's see, what else do they want? So they're happy on terrain. They need climbing area, of course. So let's see, climbing area. That's a cool looking platform. Let's give them something right here in the middle. Spin it around a little bit. There they go. And they're happy. But I think we should give them some more stuff to climb on, especially over here by the people. So let's give them a couple more things. Come on up. And maybe the idea is that they can maybe jump from one to another and entertain folks. No, I didn't want to favorite that. I wanted to bring that out. And let's put some more climbing stuff kind of near the windows. I want them to be able to entertain people. That's huge. I don't want that. How about that? Put that right there for them to hop onto. And maybe a couple more things. I may put another one of these over here. Bring it up. Up too high. Let's undo that and try again. Bring it up. There we go. That's too far over. Let me select and move. And up. That looks good. Alright. So now they definitely need food and water. So let's put a large food bowl over here for them to eat. And another one over here. And then we can put a water pipe for them to drink there. And if they want to drink in some privacy, we can put some over there as well. And now let's see. We don't need heaters and coolers, beds and shelters, so enrichment. So let's see what else they want. Where are the chimps? See a keeper and there's a chimp. So we're okay on terrain, except they want a little bit more sand. So let's go ahead and paint some sand down. We can cover the soil with sand because they don't really care about soil. They just need a little bit more sand and they'll be happy. Oh, wait, a little less sand. Okay. They could use... So wait, so let's undo that. I gave them too much sand. They want less sand. So let's see. They could use some more soil. I got that wrong. So now I need to find the sand and get rid of it and turn it into soil. Down here. This should get rid of the sand and turn it into soil. There we go. So they're happy on that. So then we look for environment. They don't want this palm. Okay. They don't want that. That. Or that. And now they're happy. Really? With just that? So let's look for African tropical. I feel like they should have some more stuff. Biome, tropical, continent, Africa. Let's just give them a little more because this looks too bare. Those are vines. We give them some bushes. There. Maybe by their habitat. See if we can find some trees. There we go. Maybe on the hill there. Looking for something slightly bigger. There we go. Yeah, I feel like they need some of this in their habitat. I think that's looking nicer. I think the trees are too lined up though. Let's see. Let's scatter around a little bit more. There we go. And that's better. Looks like they're already attracting visitors. Yep. Lots of people are watching them from up here, which is very good. And so they seem pretty happy. Where's our chimp? Come here. Alright, so environment enrichment we need. So let's go back to the habitat and look up enrichment and let's see food enrichment. And we want to species. A western chimp. Alright, so they like a block of fruit. They like a tree foraging thing. Let's put that where they can be observed. Let's put some of the toys kind of out where they don't have to be seen by everybody. But we'll put some in the, in the middle where it's visible. And now we need some toys. Put a water sprinkler where they can have some fun. And a drum, again, so people can see them. And maybe a cardboard box. Oh, and the little musical instrument, which I think they'll have a lot of fun with, and people will enjoy watching them play. And a mirror mobile, which again, try to put it out where people can see it. And now you can see that our enrichment looks good. How are they doing on social? They're happy. These guys are very happy, 94%. Excellent. Let's just double check the power, make sure everything's powered. This is barely powered. Do we have water? We have water. And we have power, so it seems like it's okay. But we're missing power over here, so let's put up another power station. Facilities. Let's get rid of this thing. Power. This shouldn't bother the guests. If we can get it in. Doesn't want to go. That's unfortunate. I guess we don't have enough space. It's obstructed. Alright, so let's see. I was going to increase the hippo habitat. So I will play around with this and figure out what I want to do in terms of power, and I will bring you back shortly. Alright guys, so we've sorted some things out. The hippos are good. I still need to put power in. We may be able to do that by deleting that chunk of path there and then putting the power in like that. Let's see, facilities, power. Terrain modification failed, so it really doesn't want to go in there. It's unfortunate. But we've got our hippos going, and I think the power's actually okay, because it is touching this. It's just not powered. We're just not powered over here, which is unfortunate. So let's see. There's power there. I may be able to get power in over here somewhere if I create a staff path to it. But everything seems powered technically, other than some education boards, so I'm not going to screw with that too much. We have high amounts of litter. I don't know what the problem is there. I've got tons of extra guys to sweep up, and I put in extra bins. It's better than it was. It was a huge mess before. Let's order one more guy. Not a keeper, not a keeper. Not a keeper. Caretaker. Let's order two more. They can help clean up. This was always a problem in Roller Coaster Tycoon 3, and I don't think you can do what you could do there. Back in that game, you could actually highlight certain areas for the janitors to go to, and you really had to do that. So the idea was to create little one patrol route for two janitors here, and then maybe a patrol route for one janitor here, and another one for a janitor here, so they didn't duplicate their work. But I don't think you can do that in this game. So now what we have to do, our last goal, is to get our animal welfare up. And so I'm going to do that little by little. I'm going to pause most of it, but let's show you how to do that if we go into the zoo. and we look at our animals, we can sort by welfare. And we can see that the ring-tailed lemur isn't very happy. So let's go over and see what's up with them. Wow, welfare is at 0%. Why is that? Social is bad. They don't have enough space. Maybe there are too many of them. Maybe we had some births and we need to get rid of some. So let's take a look again. If we just look at our ring-tailed lemurs, maybe there are too many of them. So let's take the ones that are very unhappy and see if we can release some of them to the wild. So I'm not sure what the problem is with these guys. But research is complete, so we got our Goliath frog done. We'll keep him researching that. Still have high amounts of litter. Is there a way to get rid of that announcement? Yeah, go away. So I'm not sure what's going on with the ring-tailed lemurs, guys. I'll pause it here, and when I figure it out, I'll bring you back. Okay, so it seems like what's going on here is this thing, they got stuck on here somehow. I don't think they were able to get off of it. So they came down here, they got stuck, and then they thought this was their only space. And so that was a problem. So let me see if I can create an angle thing here or something. Let's see. We want climbing. Maybe we can create a small something that they can climb up on. Even maybe a series of these. Right? Like embedded in the ground. If we can make it look like that. You know, and maybe they could climb, because I think these were babies that had, that they just got stuck down there. So if we look at the animal welfare now, the ring-tailed lemurs aren't so unhappy anymore. So now the bonobos are a little unhappy, and we know that the lemurs could stand some more enrichment. And the idea now is we got to get our happiness up to 90%, and we're at 84. So let's go ahead while we're here and give the lemurs some more enrichment, some toys. Let's look for our particular species. I kind of wish there was a way to like click in the habitat and it goes, okay, I'm only going to show you the toys for these animals, but so that's nice. So that should help the enrichment, and we'll give them a ball. And they should be super happy with that. So their welfare is up higher. We're at 85% now. So now if we go back and look at our animal welfare, the bonobos need the most help. So let's go over there and see what they need. They need enrichment. So let's once again go into habitat, and we will switch the species to bonobo. And let's see if we can give them a little musical instrument to play and a sprinkler to play with. And let's give them a box. And they are probably happy. Let's look at their enrichment. They still don't have enough, so let's give them a drum. And let's give them a grab ball. And then let's give them the mirror as well. And now we have enough toy enrichment, and now we need food enrichment. So let's give them, let's see, where are the guests? So let's put food enrichment here and there. And we've got a gold star. They're happy.
Not only have you expanded the zoo,
so we've completed this mission, and we've got a gold star. And this was a bit of a long episode, but I think it's probably fine, and I was able to pause most of the slow stuff. So we are all finished.
Well, you've certainly transformed the zoo. I barely recognize it. A wonderful new exhibit, some fascinating new species, and you've done wonders for the animals' welfare by enriching their habitats.
So that's the end of the episode, guys. we're going to head back to the main menu.
3-foot wide soccer ball.
And we are done with this episode of Planet Zoo. Until next time, I am Scarperlock, and this is Planet Zoo.